Welcome to College Football Coaching Carousel, December 11th, 2025. We had some news surrounding the other schools surrounding like Coastal Carolina, Missouri State, who just lost their head coach an hour ago, plus Southern Miss and Tulsa have their new head coach. So, yeah, yesterday we had the firing of Sharon Moore. I want to talk about this quickly. If you have not seen that video, go check it out. Sharon Moore has been fired from Michigan after some calls with an inappropriate stuff with the staff member. We just found, if you found out the news, go check that news out. But then I had a comment section with someone replying, John Gruden could be on the Michigan job. I think Dave Porter, who is El Presidente of Barstool Sports. Shout out to them. He had John Gruden as his top guy. Do I like that opinion? Yes, that's another good candidate. And he did mention earlier during the spring off season that he wanted to coach college. So if he does come in Ann Arbor, what's he going to do? Can he recruit high schoolers? Can he do great in the transfer portal? That's going to be the question for him. So I'll just leave that to you guys. Do you think John Gruden could be the next head coach of Michigan football? But right now I predicted that I think Brian Kelly could be the next guy to be the head coach. All right, with that out of the way, let's get to the newses. So let's start with Tulsa. So Tulsa have hired Mercy's head coach Mike Jacobs, which was hired yesterday. Now, Mike Jacobs, of course, decided to step away as Mercy head coach a few days ago, and now he's been hired to be the next Tulsa head coach. Don't know much of Mercy football. Sorry about that, because I don't watch much of Mercy football or other programs. My apologies. Mike Jacobs. So, again, don't know about him. But he is going to replace Jason Candle, who left to be the next head coach of UConn. So that's a huge job for him. And he's going to the MAC. So the question will be, can he succeed in Tulsa? What Jason Candle did over his 11 years. So that is big shoes to fill. I'm going to give this a B-. Again, he's done a great job with Mercy. Of course, you remember that 11-1 record last year, although that one loss was against Alabama, by the way. I think he's going to do great. This is not FCS school. This is an FBS school. I think he's going to do great there. B-. Mike Jacobs to Tulsa. Then Southern Miss filled their head coaching field as Blake Anderson, the quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator of Southern Miss, former Utah State head coach, has been promoted to become the next head coach of Southern Miss. This came after 5 days after Charles Huff decided to get the Memphis job. So Blake Anderson back again at the head coaching job. As I mentioned, he's been a head coach before at Southern Miss, at Washington State, sorry. Then he left to be the OC and quarterbacks coach in Southern Miss. He joined that Charles Huff coaching staff, which is really impressive coaching staff, by the way. So Southern Miss decided to keep the former Aggies head coach, not Texas A&M, Utah State Aggies head coach, Blake Anderson. I think he's going to do a tremendous job. I think he can do a good job there in Southern Miss. I'll give this one a B+. I think he'll do great there in Southern Miss. Then we go to Tulsa. So actually, Coastal Carolina. Big surprise out of nowhere. Just hours ago, Ryan Beard, the Missouri State head coach, has been hired to be the next head coach of Coastal Carolina. Yes, Ryan Beard, who spent his 3 seasons as Missouri State head coach. Of course, before his first year, he was the defense coordinator, was promoted to become the head coach of the of Missouri State football. And since that, tremendous. 3 years, They got to the bowl eligible. They're now in the Xbox Bowl, which is kind of a good name, by the way. So Ryan Beer, first ever FBS school, because again, he's coached the FCS level with Missouri State. And then when Missouri State was joined by Delaware to be in the FBS, 6-6 record. Now he's got a huge job at Coastal Carolina. He is going to replace Tim Beck, who left after 3 seasons with Coastal Carolina. Their season was not good, and now here they are. They hire Ryan Beard. He's coming to Carolina. I'm going to give this one a B plus. I think he's going to do great there, but I only think the question is, how's the transaction from Missouri State, which was an FCS, and then had one good year in the FBS in their first year, and how's he going to do that with Coastal Carolina? Can he bring that magic from Missouri State to Coastal Carolina? That's going to be the question for Coastal Carolina. So the jobs that we're still waiting on is Michigan. Obviously, I already talked about that earlier. Washington State. The latest news is CBS reporter or CBS insider from Inside College Football, Rick Nussenmeyer, if I'm right or wrong. He's interesting at the Washington State head coaching job. So he, of course, last time he was a coach was back in 2009, 2010. He joined CBS Sports as an insider back in 2011. He's never been coached a long time. He's still 64 years old. If he does come out of retirement and coach Washington State, there is a chance that he's going to do a great job at Washington State with the new revamped Pac-12. And then finally, Missouri State, who unfortunately are now in this list. They lose their head coach, who now is going to be the Coastal Carolina head coach. Again, we're going to be starting to hear a lot of names like Ryan Beer. We're going to hear some guys like Brian Kelly could go to LSU, John Gruden to LSU. Now, wherever you want to go. All right. Overall, Washington State, Michigan, Missouri State are all looking for head coaches. That's it for college football coaching carousel, December 11th, 2025. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.